Hey guys, Rexasaur here and welcome to World of Tanks. This is another review. I seem to be putting these out once every week, which is not what I had in mind, but I've been going through tanks faster than you could go through a marathon, obviously, because marathons are hard. Anyway, today we are going to review the IS-7 Tier 10 Russian heavy tank, who has been very nicely placed at Tier 10, along with the IS-4. When I can scroll, I don't have to scroll, it's right there. The IS-4. The T110E5, which is I regard as the worst tier 10. The FV215B, the E100, and that's the mouse. Ooh. The MX50B, and crap all else actually. Yeah, that's it. So this tank I've had for a bit. I think I've done over 100 battles now, but I could be completely wrong. IS-7, where are the really low downer? Oh god. Where is my IS-7? Yes, 95. I've only done 100 battles in it. I've already got a mastery. Because I don't play tier 10 that much, because there's no XP to get from them. Especially with the IS-7, you start fully upgraded, so there's not really much point. The only reason I play this is to play with Daimyo or with Bidin. If Daimyo has an E100, so he went up the line to get his top gun. So played a lot of this, but apart from that, don't really play it much. That does not mean it's a shit tank, because it is not. So let's look at the stats quickly. 2,150 hit points. That is pretty low. I think that's the second lowest of the tier 10s. The IS-4 has 2,500. The mouse is 3,000, so there's quite a big difference between all of them. Engine power to weight, it's really nice. This tank is very mobile. Not as mobile as the IS-8 down a tier, but still pretty mobile. Once you get downhill, and you can use that speed to just carry on going, even if there's a small incline, you can just literally just pass over it going at like 60. But yeah, no, this tank is very, very fast. However, just because it's fast doesn't really mean it's maneuverable, but it sort of is. It's kind of mediocre. 28 and 25 for the turret there. It can turn pretty fast. Like if you turn both your turret and your tracks at the same time, you can get to an enemy. It's very hard to circle you, and most of the time it doesn't even matter if they're trying to circle you because they can't pen you anyway. But yeah, this tank is pretty maneuverable, which is nice for a heavy. Very nice. But really where this tank excels is the trolling of the armor. It has 150 hulls in the front, side and rear. However, because of the way it's angled, as you can see, it's like in these kind of weird dome shapes. It's not piked anymore. Well, it sort of is, obviously is piked, but it's not piked as much. It's like sort of been domed out, so that it's kind of like a bowl. And effectively, if you fire it from up here, which you probably won't because, unless you're another IS-7 and you're this close, you probably won't fire it at this angle. But this equivalent here, if you shoot it head on like this, is about 250. That's right, 250. If you shoot at that band here that you can see, that is about 400 millimeters because of the way it's angled and the fact there's armor behind it. That is so bouncy. This bit as well is an automatic bounce. You will at most kill the periscope, and that's it. Not even kill the driver. Periscope's gone, and there we go. The best place to shoot one of these is to not. No. Under Glacius, and the corner's right there. But even then, if he's angled just a bit, obviously it's that corner, not that one, and so on and so forth. But from up front, if it's angled perfectly in front, it is very hard to pen, and the best place to get is the under Glaciers. However, most tanks are taller than the IS-7, which means that this bit is actually the worst place to go, and it's actually better to go down here. But the thing about going down here is that because it's in a bowl shape, you're most likely going to bounce, and that's why this tank is so good. However, from above, like the further above you get, the more annoying you get because the flatter it gets, and the bowl shape doesn't really help. So it's better to attack this tank from above. It also means that attacking this tank with artillery from the front is a pretty good way of killing something, because that's where the ammo rack is. Like as usual, Russian tanks have the ammo rack in this portion here. Thing to note is the 150 hull armor right here. That's behind a lovely about 60 um, 60 millimeters of spaced armor. There we go. That's the word I'm looking for. So the side armor isn't really the best. Best place to go if you're going to the side is go for the rear side, or go here in this little crappy bit between the space and the tracks. The rear armor is garbage-ish. I say it's garbage. It's not really that bad. Could be worse, to be fair. And the turret is the most impenetrable thing ever. If you can get this cupola, you are a god, because it is really hard. That's why I recommend turning this turret when you don't shoot with it. Just turn, because this is a weak spot, but a really hard one to get to. So if you're turning your turret, no one can really aim that unless you've got like a 0.1 accuracy or something stupid like that. And the side turret is actually still pretty good. So if you go hull down in this thing, which you know you don't even have to, but if you do go hull down, this tank is a monster. All right, let's look at the gun. The gun is very reminiscent of the E75s. It has actually, let's do a comparison between that and the E75 just to show you. Let's just go to you. If you'll update, thank you. There we go. So, and let's go back to there. There we go. Right, so this is the IS-7s. It's a 130, and this is the E75s. So the rate of fire is better for the IS-7. Has a better penetration by about 4. Has the same amount of damage, 490. Is less accurate and has a worse aiming time, which is why I think the E75 has the better gun in the short run. Sure, you don't fire as much with the E75's gun, but this accuracy, this 0.02 better accuracy, and the aiming time, which is 0.5 seconds better, is so good compared to the IS-7. Still, this gun is absolutely fantastic. 250 pen is nothing to be smiled at if you're on the receiving end anyway. And this 303 premium ammunition, which is APCR, is fabulous, but kind of pointless as well. You don't really need it. I rarely ever use APCR, like unless it's like literally a mouse with 2 mouse behind it. Then you're just gonna go and the HE is crap. I don't even know why everyone would load any HE because I haven't. Hey. But yeah, so that's the gun. That's pretty much all there is to say. It's really good. It's really nice for a tier 10 gun. My crew, which used to be on my IS, we've upgraded to an IS-7, which is pretty funny. They're getting close to unlocking their 3rd skill, which will be whatever, and they're very close to getting their brothers in arms, which is cool. Sadly, I don't know what to do with this 5th. The fact that this has 5 crew members is kind of a bitch because it's got 2 loaders, which is really annoying because one of them has safe storage, the other one doesn't, and you're just wondering, meh, because they don't, safe storage doesn't stack, which is really annoying. So I don't know what to do with this last loader thing. Kind of pointless. Plus he's crap because I had to. These are all from my IS, and this one was just recruited, so he's a bit behind everyone else, which is kind of really annoying. So yeah. Anyway, so that's the IS-7. Yeah, it's pretty good. We'll see it in my 2 replays that I will show you. So thanks for watching this part, and I'll show you some battles. Okay guys, here we are on the first replay. This is a top tier game. I'm sorry that you're not going to be able to see any bottom tier games because you can't get lower than tier 10. Can't get higher than tier 10, I should say. But yeah, so the enemy team have 4 tank destroyers, which is really annoying. And this is a tier 9 game. There's a lot of tier 9s around. But yeah, so this was one of the games that was during me, Bidin's and Daimyo's quest to Daimyo getting his Top Gun. And I think the best way to describe the IS-7 is durable. It is incredibly durable. The fact that it's so bouncy. This replay is actually going to be quite long and will end up in a very, well, basically we play through the whole 15 minutes. It ends up in a draw, which is kind of irritating. Or does it? I think it does, but I might be wrong. Hey, we'll see. I know that we last up until very end, anyway. And you'll see why. And it's just, you'll see just how ridiculously amazing the IS-7 is during these things. And it is to note there are this tank has no depression, as all Russian heavies have no depression at all. But yeah, I will also at the end put up the results screen, which is on What Replays, if you guys want to see a more in-depth view of the stuff, linked to the What Replay site, and my replays will be in the description, hopefully, if I haven't forgotten. So I'm just going to go to this side, and you know, with this IS-4, just look pretty dandy. And I do have to say, whoop, there is a lot of, oh, there's a waffle tractor, boom. First shot, 561, high roll. But yeah, so the waffle, what am I on about? I was gonna say, yeah, we're gonna camp up here for quite a bit, which is a bit crap, I guess. But it's not, I don't know. It's a bit crap, but it's sort of how we have to play this map, because there's only a few of us up here. The rest of our team are going up the 2 line, and yeah, pretty much. So I'm just going to see, there's the Death Star, which Daimyo is going up against. He's going, oh my god, it's the Death Star, it's the Death Star. And then he laughs a bit because the Death Star doesn't manage to one-hit him. He only does like 400 or so damage. There's the E-15, no depression, kind of annoying. He didn't actually hit the E-15. It's pretty amusing. We assume the waffle tractor's down there because of the amount of fire that's coming. Bidin finally gets his ass up here in his 268. I'm just going to keep driving back and forth for now. The majority of it happens in the second half, so I'm just going to speed this up 2 times. This IS-4 gets absolutely bollocked. And there's a waffle tractor. I'm going to put a shot into him. IS-4 gets in the way. As you can see, this tank, on the turn, it's not too maneuverable, but it's, you know, it goes quite fast up and down. I've been spotted, which is kind of annoying. There is RT, it is the tier 9 French RT that we have, which isn't so good, because the tier 9 French RT is pretty powerful. It's not the auto-loader, not yet anyway. There's RT. Just happens to come along when you least want it to. So Daimyo is backing off the, what's this called? The Death Star. The vast majority of the enemy team has been spotted up in the 2 line, 2-3 area. Actually 3 to 5, but who's counting? So I'm going to go down this side and try and get some side shots into people. But I've been spotted, I know there's people on the hill. And there's the E-50. And Daimyo finally kills the Death Star. One of the real, as you can see, one of the annoying factors about this tank is the lack of depression. If this tank had more depression, it would be OP, to be honest. But it does mean that you have to play it as a specialised tank. But then again, this tank is not specialised. It's a jack of all trades. When I asked around, when I was in my IS-8, I asked around a few games that I was at tier 10 and said, is the IS-7 good? And said, it's a jack of all trades. And I think that's true, like very true for this tank. You can play it as a heavy or as a medium. You can play it as a camper tank that's hull down and defending opponent, or you can play it as a very aggressive tank that's always face hugging and trying to kill everything, or do damage or push forward and break through the enemy lines. Now there's a lot of tanks going through the middle, so I'm thinking, well, maybe I should go through the middle. Bidin's going there now. He's going to try and put a shot into the WZ, I think. Nope, puts it through the T-57 Heavy's top plate. Or top turret, or whatever. Turret top. Yeah. So Bidin, I don't know if he's been told, he's probably going to be shot by RT very soon. But yeah, we're losing 2-7 now. It's not going too well for our team. Our team are totally crumbled from the onslaught through the middle. And we're just defending the top of the hill, which is a good defending position, especially if you're the last members of the team. Up here is very, very good place to be. Daimyo's lost more health from the waffle tractor or from whatever else is down there. Not entirely sure, if I'm honest. But I'm going to turn around. I'm going to go back to this position, maybe try and get some shots off at the tanks that are behind us. Maybe get the 268 stuff. Bidin puts a shot in the 268. I'm going to either try and finish off 268 or get the T-57 Heavy. I'm going to try and get T-57 Heavy, I think. and he moves, so he's now pointless. There is a WZ, because America is a WZ, guys. Don't say WZ. Yeah. So we're basically camping the top. There's not really much we can do about this. It's quite boring, I guess, but that's how you should play the map. We want to stick together because we're a platoon, and we want to stay up here because it's a really easily defendable position. So I'm just swaying around a lot. My yeah. Daimyo says that I should go down. He's got the top totally fine. I'm like, okay. He's going down on 30 on rough ground. There's a 268. Bidden's trying to keep him away, really. 268 does not know I'm here yet. I haven't been spotted. So I'm going to go here. This is probably the worst thing to do, really. Pop out, nothing. There's a Waffle Tractor E100 up there, and I'm just like, okay, fuck it. I'm going to help Daimyo. But sadly, it's not enough. Daimyo gets absolutely fucked over the Waffle Tractor, which is OP. And I can't wait to get it. And he's going to come up here. And we're going to duel it out, IS-7 to Waffle Tractor. Put a shot into it. Bidden is going against the other dude. It's not going too well. Waffle Tractor shoots, misses. Whoa! Puts a shot into Bidden, but now has to reload because he's a total scrub. Bidden bounces on the top plates of the Waffle Tractor, which is, the top plate is still as strong as an E100's top plate. So yeah, so I have to leave Bidden to fend off what's coming, but because I have to take out this Waffle Tractor, if he's left to live, then stuff. The depression almost gets rid of us, but we do manage to get the Waffle Tractor at this point. Someone is steaming me, not Skyping me, what am I on about? So I'm going to go up. I'm just going to keep going up. Get this T30 as it goes across. I got him because I got the message that says we hit him hard or whatever. There's a E50 there. The E50 is going to come there. The Centurion 7-1 is also going to show his face at some point very soon, and I will have to do it out. I get hit by R2, which is the first amount of damage I take. I heal my driver. And there's the Centurion 1. Put a shot into him. He also puts a shot into me. He's got quite a high thing. There's the E50. Bounces on the front plate, I think. Or my turret. Might be the front plate. Yeah, it looks like the front plate. So I'm like, I'm taking out this E50 first. Or I don't know, I'll take out whoever I can shoot, but E50 needs to be taken out because it's a gun. I'd rather take out a gun than HP. Now the Centurion 7-1 has a very high pen gun, to be honest. Or he's getting me in very good places. E50 does not know how to play. And the Centurion 7-1 has no armor, which is why I managed to just get ridiculous penetrations into angled armor. So right now, me and Bidden, we're cornered. There's a Waffle Tractor who's going to die anytime. I do a ridiculous bounce on the Centurion, but hey, he's going to shoot me, get my tracks only, which is nice. There's the E50. I thought he was going to stay there, but he wasn't happy. I'm not going to use my premium consumable. They start to cap, but then they don't. I once again do a ridiculous bounce. I am playing like a total fool right now, and I do say, oh my god, I'm playing like a fool. So Bidden takes out the WZ, the E50 comes around, and I'm going to go for him. I don't want to kill him, Bidden. There's a Centurion still there. He shoots me, bounces, and then, so the STI is taking out the dude by there, but I get a free shot into the Centurion, which is lovely. It's a very low roll, but it's still lovely to have a free shot. RT's shooting at Bidden, but Bidden's like moved, and Artery's being a total donut. Depression issues, and then I shoot. He tracks me in a very bad place. I use my consumable because I do not want to be RT'd at this point. So, me and Bidden have killed 3 apiece now, and it's 4 people left. E75 and STI, a T30 and the RT. T95 very wisely says, watch out for HE shells, which Bidden obviously knows about, but yeah, There's the STI. Bidin fires, I think, or doesn't manage to get a shot off. There's a T30. I've only got shots on these. Yeah, I shoot T30 and kill him. Move forward to get his hull rather than his turret, which is impenetrable as crap. So, we know that all of the heavies... Well, actually, I don't know about the E-75. I think the E-75 is with the STI. I think they were both there. Bidin gets hits the STI for a track rather than killing him. Artillery still has no idea where the hell Bidin's gone. But yeah, so we're defending this side. There's 3 minutes left. So I'm deciding, well, I'm going to go up here. If the E-75 is going to come up top, then I might as well. I might as well go for their cap, create some cap pressure. Then the STI stows himself. I'm going to try and go back, try and get some shots. Maybe. But it's kind of cowardly. Artillery still has no idea. At this point I probably wasted time. I should have gone up. But, yeah, whatever. So I'm going to go up. As you can see, up the hill. Still going quite reasonably up a hill. 10 to 11 to 12. Oh, I'm going faster uphill. There we go. 14 kilometers an hour up this hill, which is pretty good for a 68-ton heavy, to be honest. Very nice. Artillery's still missing. And right now I'm just hoping that either the E-75 is up here or there is no one up here. Which is pretty much every single possibility. But I sort of want to kill Artie. Because he's being a donut. Yeah, so he's probably at the A6 line up on the hill above. As you can see, downhill I just went 64. It's like, fuck yeah, got really fast. And I can use that speed to go around 30 down to down to 30 down here on the soft snowy ground. There's Artie. And this shot I hate so much. Look at that. I have 490 average and I couldn't one-shot Artie. It's bullshit. Could have won. We could have won if Artie had been one shot there. But it's too late now. The counter's gone down 130. I've been hit. I've missed that shot. It's bullshit. So because we only have 130 left, I can't cap on my own. Bidin is against an E-75. SGI says well, basically says, come on IS-7, you suck. And it's like, well, actually my gun sucks. But yeah, with 1 minute left, there's no point even capping, because it takes 130 to cap with one person. And right now there's only one person. Bidin later says at the end of the battle, you probably should have come with me, and I don't know. I think that's, yeah, probably should have come with me, because the other guys weren't capping. Like if the STI and the E-75 had capped, we would have won. They would have won, just hands down, and they just gave up their one chance of winning to go against 2 tanks. Now, what happens here is really like, what? Because I go here, expecting Artie to just be carrying, and he turns up behind me. It's like, how fast is this Artie? And it's just like, oh well. So it's possible that he can kill me, but he can't win the game. But he doesn't even get to. I put a shot into him. Finally killing, gets 5 kills. And that's the IS-7 for you on this replay anyway. Get it to a draw. E-75 says fuck me. Or actually just fuck us generally. So yeah, here's a result screen, guys. It was a draw, sadly, obviously. But I got high caliber and tank. And what am I on about? First class. I did 5,721 damage, whole lot of damage, and over 1,000 base XP, which is fun, as well as 5 kills. And yeah, so quite a lot of damage. Also got 4.8 potential damage. So yeah, this tank very good at taking damage. So now we'll go up to the second. Okay, guys, here we are on the second replay. This time we are platooned with Penguin and not Bidin. I don't know, Bidin probably was away or doing something else. But we still have a 268 on our team. Once again, top tier, not as many tier 10s as last game. But this is a tier 8 game this time. And the enemy team have a T71 on Abbey, which is beautiful. Don't know what more this replay will give you compared to the last game, to be honest. Just thought 2 replays would be better than 1, because the more evidence you have of a tank, then the better judgment you can make, whether you want it or not. Personally, I would recommend this line, using a zoom out mod because YOLO. Anyway, I would recommend this tank line. The IS-7 is definitely a very nice tank to end with. Yeah. Like, because, I mean, all the tanks down that line are really good. The KV-1S is OP. The IS is the weakest link. The IS-3 is my favourite tank of all time. Well, I say that. It's not really. I do love it a lot, to be honest. The IS-3 is one of the... I consider myself a very good IS-3 driver. The IS-8 is fantastic. The IS-7 is also fantastic at tier 10. Plus, it's my first tier 10, so I'm always going to be pretty happy about getting it. For some reason, the second replay that I show is always the one that fucks up the names of tanks and stuff. So, anyway, I'm going to shoot this 1390, do a lot of damage against it, but then this Indian Panther is going to shoot me. That Indian Panther is going to piss me off for the whole game. Well, until I kill it anyway. Because he's just going to pen me in just a ridiculous position. But I shoot him, do 502 damage to him, which I'm pretty happy about. Bat Chat bounces once, T4041 bounces, so does the Bat Chat. And again, just everyone bouncing on me, because I'm hull down, as you can see. I'm not even hull down, I'm just slightly inclined so they can't get my underglacius, and my top plate is just too angled for them. So yeah, Penguin successfully double teams, or kill steals as I like to call it, to kill the Indian Panzer. I'm just going to move forward and to try and get some shots and stuff. There is a Destroyer Mill there. I'm going to take a shot. The IS-8, who's using gold, manages to bounce on me. Why do they have a Destroyer Mill? Oh yeah, failed platoon. Most probably. Actually, it has to be a failed platoon. I'm not going to be able to get the Destroyer Mill, which is kind of annoying. However, I might be able to get the IS-8, and I do. What's really nice about this tank is that usually, like the way I judge a tank performance during a battle is if I manage to do, as a heavy tank, if I manage to do the amount of damage, the amount of health I have in damage, then I've had an averagely good game. This tank, because it has such a high damage per shot, is fantastic because you can do it in 5 shots, in 5 damaging shots you can get higher than your health, which is fantastic. I might raise it up for my zone actually to make sure that it's 3000. There is a Death Star up here, I'm pretty sure, yeah, as usual. Daimyo always gets a Death Star for some reason. But yeah, so this tank is very good at doing damage. The reload is about, I think, either 13 or 12, I can't remember. Now, he shoots me, but gets me on that angle there, which is really heavily armoured, so he's unable to do anything. And because it's angled, he doesn't get to do the full damage potential. He does 800 damage, which is pretty ridiculously big. But yeah. Anyway, I'm going to put myself in this bush, because bushes are awesome. Hey, hey, hey. I'm just going to camp here for a bit, doing my damage. Because I'm awesome. Daimyo decides to just YOLO it. And lose any health, which is lovely, I guess. There's an IS-4 there. There's the GW Panther, Tiger P. I want that thing. Put a shot into it. Once again, a very low damage. For some reason, every time I shoot RT, I just get incredibly low damage rolls. So we've got 14 health left. There's a T-54 there. Just gonna get shot. Managed to do 450. Once again, low roll is really annoying. For some reason, this is happening a lot in the DGA, like in our clan. I don't know why, but a lot of us has been getting incredibly low rolls. Whether it's, for some reason I track that guy. Whether it's in team battles or in platoons, we always seem to be getting really low rolls, and it's just like, what? Why are we getting such low rolls? And it's just like, for those of you wondering, no, that wasn't a high roll on that leopard, because he was already taken damage by something else, so I did about 300 to him there. Anyway, yeah, so we've been getting a lot of low rolls, and don't know why. But anyway, so carrying on with the replay, doing a lot of damage, haven't lost too much health. Most of the health loss was because of the Death Star shooting us, as well as the Indian Panzer taking a very nice shots at me. I mean, for a tier 8 tank to be able to pen this, he must be firing, he has to know what he's doing, really. I totally flonked that shot, should have aimed a bit higher. Totally scrubbed out, but I'm going to just go up this area, try and get this T-32 that's left up here. Pretty amusing. He's going to put a shot into me, but bounces, and I'm just going to charge up to him because I'm an IS-7. He's a T-32. Boom. Then I'm going to show the T-32 bounces a lot from here. So I don't know, like, face tagging a T-32 is never a good idea. I mean, at that angle, it's just so OP. So I'm just going to go for his cupola instead. Then just turn my tank around, and then Penguin steals the kill like a bastard he is. Go, rah, 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 rah. There's the IS-7. I'm not going to get any shots into him, I don't think, because I'm too fat. So I can't shoot him from there. I think that's pretty much the end. I'm just going to fast forward it. Try and get some shots from here, can't get any. Try and go through there, can't, too fat. I'm going to try and get through there. And I can't, too fat. Too fat. It is annoying. Yeah, that was a replay. I'll show you the results screen. Okay, here is the results screen. So yeah, second class, steel wall, Confederate, tanker sniper, because, you know, that's how you need to do it, really. 4,400 damage, less than 1,000 XP this time, 981, but still pretty damn awesome. And once you see the potential damage, 6,870, because, you know, when you get shots, you need to bounce everything. So quite a good end, really. So that's the IS-7. That's pretty much how awesome the tank is. I would definitely recommend this tank for any players, I've already said. So thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed this review of the IS-7 Tier 10 Russian heavy tank. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.